Generally, these three are the standard examples. So for these three models, you just remember these formulas or general conventions, so that you will be able to answer the gate questions easily. In general, if they ask you any other question, you will have to put your brain in that and do it. But if the question is about these posets, then you can directly answer it. So whenever A is a set of all real numbers and less than or equal to is the relation that is defined on A, then least upper bound is nothing but maximum and greatest lower bound is nothing but minimum. And if A is set of all real numbers and the relation defined on it is divides, which means the elements between the elements in A, if it is divides, just like how we have seen in Dn, that divisors of all 18. Okay, like that example, the least upper bound is nothing but the LCM and the greatest lower bound is nothing but GCD. And one more thing, it is not necessary that for every element there will be lower bound, greatest lower bound and least upper bound. So if it exists, then we are going to find it using that. Sometimes it so happens that the LCM is not in the set. You might find out the LCM of two elements, then it might not be in the set. Then we can say that there is no least upper bound. Okay, so one important point that you should remember is, it is not always a rule that for any two elements there will be least upper bound or greatest lower bound. It may exist or it may not exist. Got it? So let's see how to differentiate the posets for which it exists and how to differentiate them for which it does not exist in later examples. For now, you understand that it is not definitely a mandatory thing, right? So I'm just giving you the formulas. It doesn't mean that you should always pick that as the answer. So for example, I'll just take a small example. Let us say we are talking about this one, divides. You have found out that LCM of two elements A and B, and it happened to be X. But if X is not present in A, then we cannot say that there is least upper bound for these elements in this poset. It is not in the poset. Therefore, you should say that least upper bound doesn't exist. Got it? So if it is present in A, then you should say that it exists, and it is not a rule that it should always be present. Sometimes it may be present and sometimes it may not be present. We shall see some examples for which it is not present also. Okay, fine. And then if capital S is set of all sets and if the relation is set inclusion, that subset, then least upper bound is nothing but union and greatest lower bound is nothing but intersection. Okay, so these are the three standard examples. You remember them. In case if they ask, you can directly answer using these formulas. Fine.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%. But all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply. And statement of purpose building. And then LOR guidance. And GRE and English test assistance. And education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities or 50 lakh universities, but whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. and then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.